Figuring out a time structure for running your business and managing your time to be the most profitable and effective can be really overwhelming. Now, as somebody who runs multiple businesses, I've had to hone in on how I manage my time to be the most strategic and to be the most profitable. And I'm going to break down exactly how I'm managing my day-to-day affairs inside of my business. Now, in the last video, I broke down how I run multiple businesses in a highly effective way, entirely by myself, and how I break it down to focus on one business at a time without neglecting the other business. So if you have not seen that, you definitely want to check that out. But this is how I structure my day and how you can be structuring your day too, whether you are running multiple businesses or you're running one singular business, to make sure that you are making the most out of your time and effort. And now keep in mind, everybody's going to be a little bit different. We all operate a little bit differently. So even if this doesn't resonate with you as a whole, there will be little things that you can take from this conversation and apply to how you structure your day. So make sure you listen all the way through. And if you want to steal my ideas exactly, feel free. I hope that it's highly profitable for you and highly effective. And if you want to take little bits and pieces and try applying it to what you're doing, by all means do that as well. And let us know how you function down in the comments below. Because if you do not resonate with what I'm saying, somebody else might not either, and they might resonate with how you are structuring your day as well. Let's jump in. Now remember, as I'm doing this, I'm running multiple businesses at once entirely on my own. So as I'm focusing on my businesses, I am not dividing my day in half for business A and business B. I am dividing my time by project, which means I am heavily focused on business A for a period of time and doing maintenance work or just showing up and doing the minimum in the other business to make sure I'm present and engaged. And then when I'm done with this project, I then move over to the other business and focus on a big project there and just show up to be engaging and to maintain what I'm doing inside of my business on the first business. So with that in mind, I am now dictating my schedule, not even by day, but by week and by project. So on any given week, I have a focus. The main part of what I'm doing, the majority of my hours during the day, is dedicated to one of my businesses or the other, or a specific project inside of these businesses. And then I'm using the other time for that business. So when my day is broken down, I am spending a little bit of time doing one business and then the majority of the time doing the other business until that big project is done, and then I swap it. So they're taking turns having the majority of my focus and then having some of my focus during the day to make sure that everybody gets a little bit of me, but I'm spending my time wisely. So on the daily level, I am starting out my business by doing some of the small work in the secondary focus business. I am going to be spending the beginning of that doing kind of the maintenance things, the engagement things, the showing up and doing the minimum to make sure everything's still running smoothly and people see me. This can be things like answering emails and going on social media and getting ready to post my social media. If I have to film little things like a TikTok or a reel, I'm going to do that. And I'll do that for a small period of time. This could be a couple of minutes, it could be an hour, it could be a little bit longer, but keep in mind the vast majority of my hours are focused on that bigger project. So I start my day off with anything I need to get the day aligned, anything I need to get done and out of the way so I can focus on the bigger things. And again, that goes back to engaging with people, to creating little content that I need to get out there, and to making sure that I'm engaging and showing up in some way on those platforms. And I start off with those smaller tasks because once I start focusing on that bigger project, I really want to stay in that mindset. I do not want to have to step away from the big project to do something small and step out of that mindset, which means that I have to get back in the mindset and it just wastes too much time. So I know, because I'm spending the majority of my time on one particular project, I want to be totally laser focused on that. So I want to get the extra stuff out of the way first. So work on the small things first, get that accomplished and out of the way, then step into your big projects. So once I'm ready to step into that big project, I am fully focused on that. I am in the mindset and I am working at a very highly effective pace to make sure I'm getting those things done to the best of my ability. Now I work for a good chunk of time on that one project. I don't want to be flitting around doing other things, standing up to get water, going to get a snack, walking my dog. I don't want to go get the mail during this time. I want to stay very, very focused so that I can be more productive with this. Now, that does not mean I am spending 8 hours of my life in a chair writing a book or creating a course or doing one thing. I understand that there's times that you do need to take those breaks, so I actually schedule those in as well. Once I am in big project mode, I'm going to be working for several hours, several uninterrupted hours if at all possible. possible. I want to make sure everything's taken care of in advance and I can jump in and do my best work. But I also know that I don't want to be spending a ton of time doing one thing without moving around. So I make sure that as I'm working, especially if I'm doing intense work, I am taking small little breaks to stretch out my body, to stretch out my eyes so I'm not creating damage. And then partway through the day, I am now taking an actual significant break to do other work. This does not mean I'm kind of hanging around the house or I'm doing extra things just for fun. I'm still working, I'm still in that mindset to make sure I'm engaged and moving forward and making progress, but I am switching back to doing other work. This gives my brain a minute to relax from the intense project. I can think things through, I can step away from it and come back to it with fresh eyes, which will make me work more efficiently as well. And I want to make sure that then I'm using this time for those maintenance things inside of my business. So once again, I'm going to be active on social media. I'm going to be showing up. I'll do my live streams. I will answer and engage with my audience. I will be creating little projects or doing extra little things. I'm going to answer emails. And this is also a good time to then take an actual real break. So if you want to go eat your lunch, go eat your lunch. Or if you want to walk your dog, go walk your dog. This is a good time to take that time to create other projects and to do other work inside of your businesses so you're still engaged, but also to take your personal break so that you've got a minute to decompress and do whatever it is you need to do before jumping back into the big project. This is also the time I'm going to do any last minute things I need to do for my businesses to just show up and do the basic bare minimum to be present and outward facing. Because as I step back into my big project, that's how I want to end my day. I want to end my day not with doing little maintenance things, but rather to stay in that mindset of the big project. So whatever big project I'm doing, whether it's writing a novel or creating a course for you or creating a series of videos or a webinar or whatever it happens to be, I want to end my workday in that mindset. So when I come to the next day, I already know exactly what I'm doing, how I ended, where I'm going to be going, and have a very clear trajectory for how I'm going to be working the next day. So I want to make sure I'm ending my day on that high note of working on that big project because it's going to make me more effective the next day. So I will finish up my hours of that bulk project that I am working on, and then the rest of my evening is going to be personal time. This is when I take my break. This is when I do things for me. This is when I do things around the house and things for my life and whatever I feel like doing. This is personal decompressing time for me. And some people would rather start their mornings off easy and kind of get into it and take a shower and do their bubble bath and do their journaling and like slowly walk into their day. I don't do that. I don't play that game. I am much more effective in the morning. And so the evening is my time. If your morning is your time, that's fine. And you can work as late as you want to get that done and then go to bed. But if you're like me, you're going to get started right away at the beginning of the day, and then the evening is going to be your time to kind of do your chill, vibey type things. So for me, as I am going through this process, I am getting up and immediately getting into my business. I'm doing work that requires me to be more outward facing, to be engaging with my audience, to interact with people, any small projects that I need to get done for the day for either of those businesses. Then I'm getting into the bulk of my project and focusing for several very intense and strategic hours on that project. I'm then taking a break so that I can do work inside of the other businesses, the small maintenance work, the outward facing things, the fun things, the extra things that came up during the day before I then take any personal time that I need and get back into my main project to finish up several hours of work for the day to get that done. And then I'm off to my personal time. I'm eating dinner, I'm doing all the things, I'm relaxing and watching a little bit of TV. And then when I get up the next day, I have a very clear trajectory on where I'm going to be going. And bonus pro tip, when you're done with your work, when you're done with your project for the day, big focus of what you're doing, make yourself a list. Make a very strategic, plotted trajectory for where you're going the next day. Because as you jump back into these projects the following day, you do not want to have to read things back or go and look and see what you did or remember where you were. If you have a very clear list of here's what I did today and here's what I'm planning to do tomorrow, you know exactly where you're going, which means you can get into it a lot faster, work a lot stronger, get a lot better at what you do, and get that project done even faster than you had anticipated. So as you're creating your day, you want to make sure that you're starting off with the small things so that you don't have to worry about those as you focus on your big project, get into your big project, work on that for a good period of time. Then you want to make sure that you do any maintenance things that you need, any little breaks that you need for yourself, get back into finishing that big project, get a clear trajectory for the next day, and then take the rest of the day as your personal time. This works exceptionally well for me as I'm running multiple businesses. You can either treat this as a way to manage multiple businesses and be profitable at both, or you can treat this structure as what you want to do for your business. So if you only have one business, get your social media work, get the small work, get the smaller things out of the way first, then work on the big project in your business, then do any engaging or social media content that you need to, and then get back into that big project so that you can move forward with your business and create more profit inside of what you're creating. Now, if you have questions on this, go ahead and let me know down below. And if you have a different strategy that works really well for you, please, by all means, share that in the comments below so that we can all learn and grow together, because if somebody didn't resonate with me, they might resonate with you. Questions, comments, drop them down below, and make sure you hit that subscribe and notification bell, because every single day we're dropping brand new videos to help you level up on your TikTok, your Instagram, your YouTube, your live streaming, and with the tools and resources you need to make more money in your business, save you time and effort so that you don't have to spend a ton of time on your social media, so you can get back to what you actually like doing, running your business and living your best life. I'll see you in the next episode.